Arcadia was the safest village in our state. People knew and loved each other, and we rarely had any massive problems. All of that came to an end a few months ago, when inhabitants of different ages and gender started vanishing without a word, which threatened the stability of Arcadia. My best friend, Zach, was one of the missing people. I knew him like the back of my hand, and I knew pretty well that he would never go somewhere and leave his parents behind. He was their only child. No police detective could ever find a single clue as to where all of these people went. To honor the friendship my squad and I had with Zach, we decided to do our best to find the answer to this mystery. We started thinking of unusual things that might explain the series of unfortunate events. That's when Alexei brought to our attention the new resident of Arcadia. This might not sound weird to you, but it was to us. The only people living in this village are the descendants of the early settlers. We were divided into small groups and started asking people, one by one, if they knew anything about this stranger. After completing the tasks, we all met up to share our results. The only person who made interactions with this man was the landlord of the place he was staying. Gertrude was an old rich woman who owned several lands and houses. She mentioned that she decided to take him to one of her many houses as a form of charity. "How do we get to enter that house?" I asked the group, which Alexei responded to by a gesture. She took the spare key Gertrude keeps when she was making coffee for her guests. I assured the group that I can take care of it, but Alexei insisted on coming along. The clock struck midnight when Alexei and I went on our little adventure to save Arcadia. We wanted to go there when the stranger wouldn't be home, but Gertrude said that he rarely leaves. The village was silent, and the darkness lurked in every corner. Arcadia looked like the scariest place on Earth. We were trying our best to be as discreet as we could. We entered the house, which was empty from any form of furniture, except for a small backpack in the center of the living room. We only found a black book inside the bag. I was shocked when I opened it. Written in that book was every single name of the people that disappeared in our village. Alexei took the book from my hand and asked me to follow her outside. She, then, proceeded to explain that we should write his name on the empty first page of the book and give it to the police anonymously. This will inform them that he's the owner of the book. Alexei's idea was clever, and I couldn't say no to that. We did what Alexei said, but decided to tell the group before we sent it to the police. Early in the morning, Arcadia was shaken by the news of a serial killer living among us. They assumed that he committed suicide, so they barged into the house, only to find corpses of people in his basement. That's when Alexei and I discovered that he used the book to kill people. And by putting his name in the book, he also went on the same path.